state law. If after your case is heard you wish to appeal this order, the petitioner has 30 days to petition the Circuit Court of Pinellas County. At this point, if I can have the clerk swear in.
Anyone that will be testifying today, could you please stand up? Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we will be going, it's like in order of how you signed in. First is Jeannie O. Morris. And that one's already done.
Yep.
So next up, Jose Marquez. You can come on up, sir. If you can, come stand right there at that podium. All right, city, you may proceed.
I'm Gary Lawson, a fraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a right turn on red violation which occurred on March 10th, 2014, 11:21 a.m. And the location is 38th Avenue North at 66th Street. This is the A shot. It shows the white vehicle here in the curb lane during the right-hand turn. Amber is in effect for 4.4 seconds. Red light time is 17 seconds. Approximate speed is 16 miles per hour. This is a B shot. Time has been adjusted to 18.5 seconds. He was completing the turn, and just the tail end was just going into photo. This is a tag shot, which shows this, tag number 896, Lima, Quebec, Echo. The vehicle's been run through the Department of Motor Vehicles. It shows we're registered to Jose Marquez.
Could you play that one more time for me, please?
The city asked that the video and documents be cleared in the evidence, please.
All right, shall be done. Does the city have any other evidence or witnesses to present? All right. Mr. Marquez, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Marquez.
Marquez? Okay. What would you like to tell me?
At least I deserve a chance. That's it. I don't have that much to say about it. But I do whatever I decide.
You do what? I'm sorry?
I do whatever you decide.
Okay. Do you have anything to tell me about the video or the photographs?
I think I made the right thing safely.
Okay. Does the city have any questions of Mr. Marquez? All right. Based upon the evidence and the testimony here today, particularly the video, I'm going to find that the right-hand turn, based upon the totality of the circumstances, was done in a careful and prudent manner. Although the speed is reflected as 16 miles per hour, you were initially decreasing your speed as you approached the red light. There was absolutely no pedestrians, and the opposing traffic were actually turning at that time. Therefore, there weren't any pedestrians in the crosswalk. So I'm going to dismiss the violation against you, sir.
Thank you.
No problem. My last name is Woolums. You don't have to call me your own. Thank you.
Approaching due to the documents were they signed for the hearing and the notification of the state of the hearing?
Oh, sure. For the ones that don't show up later? Perfect. Joseph Wittrop. Hi, Mr. Wittrop. All right, city, you may proceed.
I'm Jerry Lawson, infraction officer with St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a left-hand turn violation which occurred on April 11th, 2014 at 9:19 p.m. The location was Tyrone Boulevard and 66th Street North. This is the A shot, and it shows a dark colored Nissan. Amber been in effect for 4.9 seconds. Speed is 13 miles an hour. Light has been red for 7/10 of a second. Light was red, it was mine, stop bar on that one. This is the B shot. Time has been adjusted to 2.1 seconds. Vehicle's out into the intersection, including its left-hand turn. This is the shot of the tag, and it comes back, the Department of Motor Vehicles checked our communications center, the Colorado tag 301 WF0, and it came back registered to Joseph Whitlock. Play it again.
Yes.
It's going to be the second turn lane closest to the center. And it was red, it was the last vehicle going through. Okay, just ask that the video and documents be entered into evidence, please.
All right, does the city have any further witnesses or evidence to
Not
present?
at this time.
All right, Mr. Whitrock, am I pronouncing your last name
Yes,
correctly?
you are.
All right, what can you tell me?
Well, Your Honor, first of all, I just moved to Florida about 3 weeks ago, so this could have been either one of 3 adult children or my wife, and I'm just learning right now that what exactly I'm here for. I thought this was a moving violation. This is why I requested the hearing. Really, I have nothing to say other than that wasn't me driving, but I'm not sure if that matters.
All right, well, when you first get your citation in the mail, were you the one that opened the citation?
Yes, and I followed the instructions. I followed the affidavit with it.
Okay, so you filed the affidavit that it was not you driving? Does the city have that?
We do, it just didn't name who the driver was. District said he wasn't driving, but it couldn't name which one.
Can I see it?
Exactly. It could have, well, I was back in Colorado with my son. He was here on spring break. I think it was the first week of April. So it could have been my wife or the other 2 adult children that are in the household.
Were you in Florida?
No, I hadn't been in Florida since September. I just arrived in the first week of June when he graduated high school.
Well, welcome to Florida. The last one?
Last one.
You're off back to 6.
Did you ask your children when you received these?
Yeah, you know what? You know when kids are, it's like, I don't know, those in the mall. I assume that was by the mall, right? That's what they're saying.
Okay. I'm taking a look at the affidavit that you filed, that the city has seen as well. City, do you have any questions of them?
No.
All right. I'm reading the affidavit. You did comply with the affidavit. I'm reading the specifics of what you've stated in the affidavit. So I find you credible.
And if I knew there was going to be another $100 tacked on, I would have paid it, but, I figured this is traffic court, and once again, just from the chat earlier, I'm figuring out how this all is happening in St. Petersburg.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss the violation against you. In the future, you can question your kids.
Very much.
Absolutely. All right. sorry?
Salmon.
Salmon, there you go. All right, City, you ready to proceed?
Yes, I'm Gary Lawson, Infraction Officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation which occurred May 9th, 2014 at 12:46 p.m. Vehicle in question is southbound here in the Pearl Lane. The intersection is 34th Street South at First Avenue South. Light had been amber for 4.0 seconds, speed approximately 25 miles an hour. Light time had been red for 2.0 seconds. You can see lights red, vehicles behind the stop bar. This is a view shot with time adjusted to 3.1 seconds. Lights still red, vehicles out into the intersection with brakes applied. This is the tag shot, and it's AYAZ20, Department of Motor Vehicles check, shows it registered to Tammy Salmon. There's a good bit. You see the lights clearly red well before the intersection. Good again.
No. Does the city have anything further?
Just nothing further than the documents you gave with evidence, please.
It shall be done. All right, ma'am, what would you like to tell me?
I didn't know anything about an affidavit to sign, saying that wasn't me driving, but I brought my mother with. May 7th, I go back home. About a year ago, I was ran over by a drunk driver here in St. Pete. My plastic surgeon is back in Minnesota. I was actually there. I had surgery on the 7th, and I didn't get back for about a month and a half. They're rebuilding my foot, doing skin grafts. So that was either my roommate or my sister. My sister said it was probably her, but she is currently incarcerated in Clearwater, and that's all I could do.
All right, do you have any evidence that you were in Minnesota? Do you have like a flight, even something you can just show me on your phone?
Honestly, I could show you pictures of being back home. I went to Clearwater on another red light ticket that was hers, but she was out, so she came with me, and I gave them the itinerary, and they said without the affidavit being signed that I legally, as the owner of the vehicle, was responsible for it, that it was still my responsibility, and they still gave me the $269 fine, even though she was there saying it was her. And I didn't bring it today because I just didn't think it was going to matter, because it's a bit of a last one.
Okay, well, and that's the problem with it, is they do have in your citation when you receive it, there is information about filling out the affidavit saying it wasn't me. I was not included in
She
that.
received it because I was still up there almost a month and a half after the surgery.
So when did you go for the surgery?
May 7th.
And when did you return?
It was after my daughter's birthday in June 8th, so it's like the 13th or 14th.
Who requested the hearing today?
I did.
So you requested the hearing, but you didn't fill out the affidavit?
Yes.
Okay.
My mother got the initial paper where you have to get the affidavit. After I went to the first one in Clearwater, then they gave me the affidavit to fill out here because it was at this courthouse versus their courthouse.
Okay. City, do you have any questions?
If she had paperwork proving that she was in Minnesota, I would recommend that it be dismissed. She's already had a ticket, she's been in the process before. And certainly if that was my defense, I would
Yeah, anyone else that was out of the room last time we swore everyone in, you could stand up, raise your right hand.
You swearing?
If you're going to be testifying, or there's any witnesses that are going to be testifying, if you can, please raise your right hands.
And do you swear or affirm that the evidence you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm Nicole Van Parent, Action Officer with the City of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight through violation which occurred on March 21st, 2014 at approximately 10:39 p.m. Amber light was amber for 4.1 seconds, approximate speed of 52 miles per hour. Red light time would be red for 2 tenths of a second. The vehicle is in lane 3 from the center, which puts it in the curb lane. This is the A shot, the northbound on 4th Street North at 22nd Avenue North. Here's the B shot, the light is still red, the vehicle is continuing through the intersection, and the red light time has been adjusted to 1 second. This is a close-up of the tag, which was checked with the carbon motor vehicles and found to be registered to Scott Oakner. That's right where it's turned. And I got it right as it was turning red.
Can you run it through one more time for me, please?
It's red.
Okay, does the city have anything further?
Now, this is the video and photos and paperwork and things.
All right, it shall be done. All right, Mr. Fogner, what do you have to tell me?
Yeah, well, the reason I'm here today, I was able to see the pictures online, but I couldn't get the video to play. I'm not sure if that's something that's been heard before. Regardless, looking at the evidence in that first picture that was shown, it appeared, and I'm not very certain on the rule, it appeared that I was actually over, my front wheelbase was over the line and into the crosswalk when that picture was taken. So is this picture taken when it's first turns red?
This picture is taken 2 tenths of a second after it turned red.
Okay. My positioning here is that my front wheelbase is over that first line. I'm not clear on the rule. I don't know. When the light turns red, if that is the rule, I'd ask that this case be dismissed.
All right, can the city show the video one more time, please?
It's right there. It's behind the line.
Is there another angle where we can see where the front of the vehicle is?
There's only one angle, the rear view.
Well, again, I've challenged that the front of my vehicle is over that line. I think with the angle we're showing here, I think that's very plausible.
All right, do you have any other witnesses or evidence to present?
Is there any timing of the yellow light, how long that was?
Yellow light was 4.1 and the state requirement is 4.0. So
Can
it's
we
longer than what
replay
is,
the video? Is there anything showing the timing of that yellow light?
where you actually see a timer time down on it? No. It's recorded.
How is this 4.1 seconds determined?
Pardon?
Sorry, I don't know if I should ask you or her.
You can question the city.
How is the 4.1 seconds determined?
It's all electronically taken on each cycle. Every time it goes through a cycle, the system records how long that amber light was on that particular cycle, and the system is checked daily.
Checked by a person?
Electronic systems checks done on it daily.
electronic systems check.
Yes.
This is the same electronic system that is determining the timing of the yellow light.
The timing of the yellow light is set by the city's traffic and engineering and approved by Department of Transportation, State of
Do you
Florida.
have a timestamp of when it was last set by the city?
No, you'd have to have traffic and engineering do that. You don't, the police department has nothing to do with the timing of the amber light.
Who determines the timing of the amber light?
It's a formula that's formulated by the Florida Department of Transportation. It's a formula in their handbook, and it's determined by speed, the speed of, posted speed limit, the size of the intersection, as well as the grade of the road.
Can the timing of yellow lights change based on the intersection?
Each intersection, yes, because each intersection you might have a different speed limit, you might have a different size of intersection, as well as you would have a different grade in the road. Not all intersections are set at 4.0.
What was the time set for this intersection in particular?
4.0.
And the time required by law is what?
That's, well, it's set for 4.0, that's what the time required by law is, and it is at 4.1 on your particular video.
Are we able to see the formula that determined that it was set for 4.1?
It wasn't set for 4.1, that's what the electronic timing system recorded on that particular light cycle at that particular light for your particular direction of travel.
So if I understand correctly, the original formula was set to time the yellow light or amber light at 4.0. The recording shows that the amber light was at 4.1.
Correct.
How can we be certain then the formula is accurate?
The formula is available to everyone in the state of Florida. I'll just go on to the Department of Transportation handbook. And I can tell you that there has been a survey and study done by someone whose cameraman is in this room right now. And all those times were reset and found to be accurate before the end of last year, which was required when the new timings came out in July.
I think the case I'm trying to make is that we've determined that the formula was set at 4.0 seconds for an amber light. The check is already saying that that formula appears to be incorrect because the amber light is showing for 4.1 seconds. That variance, as you can see, it's a very close case. I think 0.1 second, if I was 0.1 second, if the yellow light was 0.1 second longer, I would be over that line. I think in this case, since we can't determine if the formula was accurate or the timing was accurate, and we can't get those two to reconcile to each other, I'd ask that the court be lenient in this case and dismiss due to the proximity of my car and that first frontal line, considering the timing of the yellow light.
My response is that you were 0.2 seconds in that A shot. The actual timing on your amber light gave you an additional 0.1 second, so that made you 0.3 seconds behind what the state requires, and you were going over the speed limit, which caused you to maybe not be able to stop for that. If you were faulting towards the other direction where the amber light was below, maybe, but on this particular case, they actually gave you an extra 0.1 second to stop, and you chose not to.
Can we replay the video just to understand the 0.3 second, I guess, leniency that has been granted?
This is the A shot. Your tires are on the white line in the A shot, but the red light had been
Let's
red.
How about we just go to, let's just do the video.
Okay.
And just play it.
If you're looking for a response to me, I would argue that you cannot tell from that evidence where my wheelbase was or where the front of my vehicle was at the time the light turned red. Again, I don't understand how anybody can determine that looking at the evidence presented. I'm not clear on the rule whether if the very front emblem of my vehicle is over the line, if that means that I'm not a violator, or if it has to be both wheelbases or just the front tire or the front tread just sticking over the line. However, I would argue that based on that evidence there, it appears that the front of my vehicle is over the initial line when the light is still illuminated yellow.
Anything further from anyone? Either side? No? All right. Are you in law school?
No, I wish I was. I probably would have done a case.
I was going to say, if you're not in law school, you need to get in law school right now. However, based upon the evidence presented here today, the video, especially when they slowed it down and it showed that your vehicle, when it was red, was behind the stop bar, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order that you pay the statutory fine of $158 plus the administrative cost of $100.
Okay.
I can give you some time to pay. How much time? I can give you 30, 60, or maximum I can give is 90.
I asked 90, are we able to discuss the appeals process during this?
The appeals process is, should you not agree with the order, you can file an appeal through the Circuit Court of Pinellas County.
Okay.
You're going to receive the administrative order via mail.
Okay.
All right?
Yep, that helps.
And
Thanks.
how much time do you need for your fine?
I'll take 90 days if you're willing to grant it.
All right, 90 days is fine. Thank
Thank
you. All right. If we can, it looks like she may have stepped out for a moment. No problem. I'll give her time. We're going to hold off on salmon. Next up, William Hanson. Just lovely. How's your day?
It's going well.
All right. City ready to proceed?
Yes.
All right.
I am the Columbia Care Infraction Officer with the City of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation which occurred on April 11, 2014 at approximately 6 p.m. Amber light was hammered for 4.5 seconds. Speed is 36 miles per hour. Red light phase had been red at this time 1.4 seconds. The vehicle is in lane 2, which is this SUV. We're southbound on 4th Street North at the Andy Boulevard. The D shot, the light is still red, the vehicle is continuing through the intersection, and the red light time has been adjusted to 2.5 seconds. This is a close of the tag, which was checked with the Florida Department of Motor Vehicles, and found to be registered to William Hanson. It's red and vehicles. Light is red. And there's this person's vehicle.
All right. Does the city have any further evidence or witnesses to present?
Please place the video in documents and evidence.
Shall be done. All right. Mr. Hanson, what would you like to tell me?
I remember the moment quite well, actually. I just, felt as if I was traveling a little too quickly, and it was kind of a moment of indecisiveness, and I thought it would be safer for me to proceed. But you can even see in the video that I kind of tapped my brakes at some point and kind of got caught in that middle zone and just pushed on through as opposed to maybe getting rear-ended by somebody. So,
Do you have anything else you'd like to tell me? Any witnesses or evidence you'd like to present?
no, man. It was also rush hour, I might add, and it's a pretty stressful intersection, and it was just kind of, I didn't know what to do. It was just kind of a spur of the moment kind of thing.
Do you have any questions for the city?
No, ma'am.
Anything else?
Nothing other than I thought it was the safest decision.
Well, I appreciate your candor. However, based upon the evidence and particularly the video presented here today, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order that to pay the statutory penalty of $158 and the administrative cost of $100. I can give you 30, 60, or 90 days to pay. What would you prefer?
90, please.
All right, you can have the 90 days. Thank you. All right, number 7, or actually, if I can hold on one moment. Ms. Salmon, are you still looking?
I actually have, my father, he's looking at getting his credit card statement.
Thank you. Okay, well, we're going to hold off on Ms. Salmon, and now we are at number 7, Patsy Casey. All right. City, you may proceed.
I am the Columbia Care Infraction Officer with the City of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation which occurred on May 3rd, 2014
show me the
Where it stops.
A shot? All right, do you have any questions from the city? And is there any other witnesses or evidence you'd like to?
Just from the rain, just the rain that day.
I can see, if it's a piece of paper, I can look at, oh, no, that's your, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just total rain in that area. And on the video, when I went home, it doesn't look like there's much water, but before that intersection, it was quite a bit of water and it was pretty slick.
All right, based on the evidence here today, particularly the video as well as testimony that was presented, I'm gonna uphold the violation. I'm gonna order that you pay the statutory penalty of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100. I can give you 30, 60, or 90 days to pay. Which do you prefer? All right, I'll go ahead and give you the 90 days. Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt, what do we do now after we've been heard?
You will receive a copy of the order via mail from the clerk to the local hearing officer.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, next we have William Byerly. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, you did.
All right, city, you may proceed.
And this will be a here infraction officer with the city of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight through violation which occurred on April 28, 2014 at approximately 1:36 a.m. Annual exam 4.8 seconds speed, 37 miles per hour, approximate. Red light time 31.4 seconds. Vehicles in lane number 3, which is this vehicle here in the center. Southbound on 4th Street North at 54th Avenue North. This is the D shot, the light is still red, the vehicle's continuing through, red light time now is 32.4 seconds. This is a close-up for tag, which was checked with the Department of Motor Vehicles and found to be registered to William Byerly.
All right. Does the city have any further evidence or witnesses to present?
You know, just with the video documents and evidence.
All right, Mr. Byerly, do you have any questions of the city? All right, what would you like to tell me?
Okay, I was actually on my way to Bayfront Medical Center. My significant other was being transported by ambulance, so I was in a hurry.
Can you go to the A shot, please? Where do you live in relation to this intersection?
I live at 4th Street, 89.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Any other witnesses you'd like to present for evidence?
I'm going to have insurance that shows the check-in date for Bayfront Medical Center.
I can take a look at it, but if I accept it as evidence, then it's going to be filed with the clerk. So, do you want me to look at it? You want me to take it? Or you want me just to glance at it?
Can you just glance
I'll
at it?
glance at it.
Okay.
Does the city have any evidence or witnesses to present? Or any questions of Mr. Byerly? All right. Anything else you'd like to present to me? All right. I appreciate your candor. However, based upon the evidence that was presented violation of the red light, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm extremely sympathetic to your position and where you were that day, but there's also the understanding of going through a red light at 37 miles per hour. So based upon that, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order that you pay the statutory penalty of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100. How much time do you need to pay? 30 days. All right, I'll go ahead and give you 30 days to pay that. I hope your significant other has gotten much better. Have a good day. All right. Megan Dunn. Okay, city, if you're ready, you may proceed.
I'm Jerry Lawson, fraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. And this is a straight-through violation which occurred on March 30th, 2014 at 22nd Avenue and 4th Street North, This is the A shot. The light had been amber for 4.1 seconds, speed approximately 46 miles an hour, and the red light time was 0.5 of a second. Vehicle is in lane number 2, the white vehicle here. It's behind the stop bar and the light is red. And shot B, time's been adjusted to 1.4 seconds. Vehicle's proceeding through the intersection and the light is red. This is the tag shot and check the Department of Motor Vehicles. Shows it's registered to Megan Dunn.
Yes, please. All right, does the city have any other witnesses or evidence to present?
Not at this time, we just ask that the video documents be entered into evidence, please.
Shall be done. Ms. Dunn, do you have any questions of the city?
Is that camera still currently there?
And this is,
I was told it wasn't still there, so I was just wondering.
All right, and what would you like to tell me?
I don't really have much defense, it's just driving on 4th Street, didn't want to slam on the brakes, so.
All right, well, I appreciate your candor. Thank you. Based upon the evidence presented here today, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order to pay the statutory penalty of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100. So it's a total of $258 and give you 30, 60, or 90 days to pay. 90 days to pay it is. All right, thank you. All right. Next up, we have Marilyn Edwards. All right. I see two people, and I know you can't both be Marilyn, so who do we have here?
Well, it's registered in my name, the vehicle is registered in my name.
Okay, and who do you have with you?
This is my husband David, however, I was not the driver.
All right, if you can hold on a moment and let me have the city present their evidence, then you can question them, and then I'll come to you. You can tell me what you want to tell me, show me what you want to show me, and have your husband Dave testify as well, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
I'm Gary Lawson, infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a straight-through violation which occurred February 20th of 2014, approximately 8:27 a.m. Location, 22nd Avenue North of 4th Street. This is the A shot. Shows the light and amber for 4.1 seconds. Vehicle is in question is in lane number 3, which is the curb lane white vehicle. Light has been in the red face for 0.3 of a second. And this is the B shot. Time has been adjusted accordingly to 1.4 seconds. And the vehicle is out into the intersection now.
requesting that he take me to the nearest facility. And so that's the reason why, because I actually carry a duffel pack in the back of my car.
Were you driving?
No, I was not.
All right, who's driving?
My husband was.
All right,
He was trying to get me to a facility to,
well, running through a red light, just to tell you, there's not a defense there to having to get to one place or another. However, I did want to, I mean, there's certain provisions and exceptions in the statute, however, that's not one of them. But it's your testimony that he wasn't, that you weren't driving, and then the affidavit saying that your husband was driving. Who got the ticket?
I guess I did.
You did? Okay. And then instead of filling out for a request of a hearing, your husband signed the affidavit that he was driving.
Correct. He was the one driving.
And then you got a notice from the city, I see, that says, to contest violation, you must submit a signed hearing request. And so is that why you requested the hearing here today?
Yes.
All right.
And, I did sign it. However, he did take care of the paperwork because he was, the one that was driving my car.
Well, and he was acting as your representative? All right. Based upon the evidence presented here today, I'm going to dismiss the violation against you and your husband. I wish you luck.
Thank you very much.
Next time, remember that you sign the affidavit and say that it was your husband.
Okay.
And then they'll issue your husband a ticket.
Okay. Okay.
That'll keep marital bliss going.
He's not driving my car anymore.
I don't blame you.
Thank you.
All right, bye. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Ian Phil Ball.
Hello.
Hello. All right, city, you need to see.
I am Jerry Lawson, infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a right turn violation which occurred May 12, 2014 at 7:05 p.m. Vehicle in question was southbound at 66th Street North at 22nd Avenue. The A shot shows the vehicle in question in lane number 4, which is the curb lane. Speed approximately 19 miles an hour. Amber been in effect for 4.8 seconds. The red light time is 4.3 seconds. This is a B shot. Time's been adjusted to 5.9 seconds. Vehicle's in the process of completing a right-hand turn. This is the tag shot, which is taken from the A-frame, and the tag is rejected Department of Motor Vehicles. It shows registered to Ian Hall.
All right. Does the city have any further evidence or testimony they would
And not at
present?
this time, we just request the video and documents be entered into evidence, please.
It shall be done. Mr. Hall, do you have any questions of the city?
No, not so much, not particularly.
Do you kind of have some questions?
Well, I mean, I was a little bit in question of the speed. You can see in both the A and B shots, it's the same exact speed, but approaching the light, I had my brakes on the whole time, applying brakes. And it didn't look to me like that was an accurate speed, but, I mean, I can't definitively say if that's true.
All right. Do you have anything else or any testimony, witnesses, evidence that you'd like to present?
Well, other than just that I believe that I made a safe turn, and at the time that I made the turn, like I keeping my brake lights on the whole way approaching the light. And then there was no traffic in the intersection. So as I approached, I could see the whole intersection. There was no traffic or any other cars, and then I made the turn to what I believe would be a safe turn.
All right. Can you show me the video more times, please?
Yes. The vehicle is slowing down, but you can see as it gets to the stop bar that it does in fact accelerate.
Show me one more time, please.
Right there, you can see, that's when I let go of my brakes to actually make the turn. So I wasn't so much accelerating, but I had my brakes on the whole time, and there was no other traffic, so then I just let go of my brakes and made the turn.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to tell me?
That's it.
All right. Based upon the totality of evidence, particularly the video, there are cars located at that intersection that can obstruct the view of the crosswalk. And based upon the speed as well as watching the video itself, the acceleration point, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order that you pay the statutory penalty of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100. I can give you 30, 60, or 90 days to pay. How much time would you like?
I can pay today, I guess.
All right. Clerk can't accept it today.
Okay. 60.
All right, I'll give you 60 days to pay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
How you doing, Salmon?
Unfortunately, she's not there. She can't get it to me today. She's at work, so she's trying to do my stuff that I have to do it, and she can't. So unless I can bring it back to you,
Well,
I'm gonna have to.
Mom, what do you, here, Mom, come on up here. Introduce yourself, say your name.
Mary Doherty.
Hey, Miss Doherty, what would you like to tell me?
She was out of town. She got hit by a drunk driver. She had her foot degloved, and she didn't come back until after Brianna's birthday on June 8th.
All right.
So she was out of town for quite some time.
Where in Minnesota?
Well, between Minnesota and Iowa, so she was back and forth.
Okay.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
All right.
My surgeries are in St. Paul,
You can
but,
come up. You can come
okay.
up.
My
Tell me
surgeries,
what it is.
my surgeries are in St. Paul, Minnesota, and then my sisters and brothers live in Spirit Lake, Iowa, so they drive me up there and then they drive me back.
Okay, and what day did you leave?
I left here, it was like the 5th or the 6th I left.
Okay. You told me earlier it was the 7th.
It was like, I'm not sure, I was looking, this is gonna sound real dumb, but I was looking at my Facebook check-ins, because I was gonna screenshot them and show you, but now my phone just died. So,
Okay.
it was like the 5th or 6th, because my brother fixed his radiator while I was up there, and I was laughing because he did it out of a bar stool.
Okay.
That might sound funny, but,
So
and
it's your-
I was gonna put that, and that was on the 6th. So, I had to have been up there before then. So it had to have been the 4th or the 5th that I had gone up there.
All right, what's the date of the violation?
Yeah, nice.
All right. Based upon the totality of circumstances, I'm going to dismiss the violation against you. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for.
Next time, bring your itinerary.
I will. I did to Clearwater, like all the other ones, but they just told me it didn't matter, so it's kind of whatever. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
All right, and that was Tammy Salmon for the record. Number 12, Michael Williams. Hi, Mr. Williams. Go on over to the podium right there.
I'm Gary Lawson, infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department, and this is a straight-through violation which occurred March 29th of 2014 at 2 a.m. Vehicle question is eastbound, Gandy Boulevard
shot? All right, thank you.
This is a tag shot. It's taken from the A-frame. Shows registered to Department of Motor Vehicles to Michael Williams. As you can see, it's wet.
One more time, please. All right. City have any further evidence or testimony you wish to present?
Not at this time, just request the video and documents be entered into evidence, please.
All right, shall be done. Mr. Williams, do you have any questions to ask the city?
No, just that night in question, the visibility from the camera was perfect, but it was storming that night, and visibility wasn't as great as you see on the high definition camera. And also, I never, as long as I've been in the area, known that intersections and the flood like that. So when coming upon the intersection, I noticed the puddle, so that's the reason why I just went on through, because I didn't know how deep the puddle was either. And it had been raining earlier on the way to work. I was coming home from work that time. And I just thought it would be safer just to go on through.
Well,
And then it was, you know, like I said, it was the puddle seemed greater than what it was from driving.
and I appreciate your candor in telling me that. Do you have any other evidence or witnesses you'd like to present? All right. Based upon the evidence presented here today as to whether or not a violation of the red light had occurred, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order that you pay the statutory penalty of $158 and the administrative costs of $100. I can give you 30, 60, or 90 days to pay. All right, 90 days it is. Thank you, sir. All right, next up we have Julie Allison. All right, city names.
I am Gary Lawson, a fraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a right turn violation which occurred April 4th, 2014 at 4:15 p.m. Vehicle in question was southbound on 4th Street and Boulevard. Violated waiver for 4.6 seconds. Speed approximately 16 miles per hour. Leaving the red phase for 3.6 seconds. Vehicle in question was in lane number 5. This is Porsche here. And this is the beat shot. The time has been adjusted to 5.0 seconds. And you just barely see the tip end of the Porsche in that beat shot. This is a tag shot taken from the A-frame. A check to the Department of Motor Vehicles shows it is registered to Julie Allison.
One more time, please. All right, city have any further evidence or witnesses you'd like to present?
Yeah, we just request the video and documents be entered into evidence, please.
Shall be done. Ms. Allison, do you have any questions to ask the city?
I don't.
All right, is there anything, any witnesses or testimony, evidence that you'd like to present?
I do have some testimony for myself. I believe that I did it in a careful and prudent manner, and this is why I believe that. First and foremost, I've been through this process. I was found to be borderline careful and prudent. I was going at a higher speed at that time. Another thing I'd like to bring up, and I don't know if I'm being wise saying this, but I believe there's precedent because the first hearing today, he was going approximately, I think, the very exact same speed, and it was dismissed on a right on red in the same manner, same type of intersection. I'm a cyclist. I live downtown. I'm very sensitive to cyclists being on our roadways, and I do look, and since I've been through this process already, I feel I am careful. The speed in that car sometimes isn't reflective as it would be in other cars. It gets up and goes a lot faster than most. I practically came to a stop at that intersection. So I would just ask that you take those things into consideration.
All right, anything further you'd like to tell me or present? No. All right, City, could you show the video a couple more times, please? And one more time. All right, anything further from either side?
No, thanks.
All right, I'm actually going to uphold the violation. The cases are distinguishable. In your situation, there are cars up at the stop bar that can obstruct your view of the walkway. Plus, looking at the speed and the acceleration, I'm going to uphold the violation. And I'm going to order that you pay the statutory penalty of $158 and the administrative cost of $100. I can give you 30, 60, or 90 days to pay. 90 days to pay it is. Thank you. All right, Michelle Busto.
Third Police Department. This is a straight-through violation which occurred March 24th, 2014, approximately 3:18 p.m. at the location of Main Boulevard at 4th Street North. This is the A shot, shows the amber in effect for 4.8 seconds, speed approximately 42 miles per hour. The red light fades for 0.4 seconds. This is the vehicle in question. You can see the light is red. It was behind the stop bar. The B shot shows the time adjusted to 1.4 seconds. It was out of the intersection. As you can see, it's raining at that time. It's pretty wet. This is the tag shot, and it's taken from the A-frame and injected to the Department of Motor Vehicles, shows it's registered to Ms. Busto.
Yes, please. Anything further from the city?
Now, we just requested the video and documents for the entered into evidence, please.
Shall be done. Ms. Busto, do you have any questions to ask the city?
I have no question.
Okay, what would you like to tell me?
I, at your mercy. It doesn't look like that truck was in front of me, the blue one, but it was pretty much in front of me and I couldn't really see the light. Plus it was a torrential downpour. It was really coming down hard. By the time that I seen the light was yellow, I was already in past the first light, because that's a two-light intersection there. I live right there, in the mobile home park. And then when I realized it was too late to stop, I was afraid to stop, because I didn't want to lose control of my vehicle.
Is there anything further you'd like to tell me? Or any other evidence you'd like to present?
No.
All right, city?
I just have one thing to add. The truck in question was in the lane to the right
It
of
wasn't
Ms.
a light.
Busto.
Is there anything else?
And nothing else, just that's it.
All right, and ma'am, did you want to respond?
Well, the truck was, it had moved to the right, but I was behind that truck.
All right. Well, based upon the evidence presented here today, I'm going to uphold the violation. I'm going to order that you pay the statutory penalty of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100 and give you 30, 60, or 90 days to pay. What would you prefer? 90 days it is. Thank you. All right. And that is the end of the
We have one
signing.
more that came in.
Okay.
Tasha Shade.
And I think there may be a couple more. Sarah,
That's
She's lying. And
Okay.
I don't think she's sworn. You haven't sworn in yet, right? What's your name?
Bernie Graham. Okay.
What's your name?
Sarah And then what's
Sarah was here before.
the next one
Okay.
we're doing?
I'm sorry then. Sarah, it's your turn.
It's a little bit
Can I
better.
just take a moment and get these three
That's
assigned
fine.
here?
Do what you need to do. All right, how do I pronounce your last name? Ibarguen. Ibarguen, exactly the way it's spelled? Okay. All right, so you may proceed. Ready?
I thought they were talking about swearing them in. Mike, she's been
Yes,
sworn in,
Ibargwen's
okay.
already been sworn
I'm
in.
sorry. I'm Gary Lawson. I'm a traffic infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a right turn violation which occurred April the 2nd, 2014 at 5:16 p.m. Vehicle in question is eastbound on 22nd Avenue and 4th Street. This is the A shot. Amber in effect for 4.1 seconds. Speed approximately 17 miles an hour. Might have been a red face for 0.3 of a second. Vehicle in question is in lane number 3, the center. This is the vehicle in question right here. The V-shot shows the time has been adjusted to 2.0 seconds. The vehicle is in the process of completing the right-hand turn. This is the tag shot. Check the Department of Motor Vehicles shows that the vehicle is registered to Sally Ibarguen.
Sarah.
Sarah, sorry. Is the video? Play again.
Yes, please. You do it one more time, please?
Certainly.
Thank you. All right, so you have anything further?
I would just request that the video and documents be entered into evidence, please.
Shall be done. All right, ma'am, do you have any questions of the city?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, what would you like to tell me?
It doesn't look like I slowed down very much, but I honestly thought it was safe and I did not, the light literally turned right as I was approaching it. When I looked at it, I thought it was green. I did not try to disobey the law and go when it was unsafe to go.
All right. Cindy, can you go ahead and show me the A shot one more time, please?
Yes. This is the A shot here.
All right, and can you go ahead and show the video one more time, please? All right, either side have anything further? the evidence and testimony evidence presented here today, I'm gonna uphold the violation. I'm gonna order that you pay the statutory penalty of $158 as well as the administrative cost of $100. I can give you 30, 60, or 90 days to pay. 90 days to pay. Thank you. All right, who is next?
Natasha, shit.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tasha Shade. Please approach, please.
I'm sorry, are you sworn in?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we got, you guys aren't sworn in.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, city, you ready to proceed?
I am Gary Lawson, infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a left turn violation which occurred April 1st, 2014, approximately 5:31 p.m. The vehicle in question was eastbound, Tyrone Boulevard and 66th Street North. The vehicle is in lane number 2 in the center. This is the vehicle. Amber been in effect 4.8 seconds. Speed approximately 22 miles per hour. Light has been red for 0.3 of a second. See the vehicle's behind the stop bar. Light is red. B shot shows the time adjusted to 1.4 seconds. The vehicle is out at the intersection, including the left-hand turn. And this is the tag shot. Check through the Department of Motor Vehicles. Shows it is registered to Tasha Shade.
Thank you. Anything further from the city?
This request of the video and documents being entered into evidence.
Shown and done. Now, Ms. Shade, do you have any questions to ask the city?
No, I don't.
Okay, and what would you like to tell me?
I was just really nervous to be here because this could kind of make me or break me. My license was suspended prior from a previous red light ticket that I was not the driver. I had lived in a house with a lot of people. I've removed myself from that atmosphere, but I had a prior red light ticket that took me a long time to pay because my finances were really tight. And right now I'm 5 months pregnant, and I was really shocked when I got the other red light ticket because I was letting people use my car, and I guess I wasn't being wise about it, and all of them said that they would not take the ticket over. So I'm kind of just stuck with either having to pay it or maybe hopefully getting it dismissed. And I did write a letter. I'm not sure if they received it, but I think they did. That's how I got the court date. Pleading for maybe extra time or if it could be dismissed, because I do have my past tickets where instead of it went from 158 and by the time I got the first ticket, by the time the person that drove my car gave me the ticket, it already had went to the final 264, I believe it was. And then I had to go make a payment arrangement, and it took me about 8 months to even be able to pay that. And in the end total, I had to pay about $400 for the first ticket just to pay the ticket and get my license back. And I've since got my license back, and then I got this ticket, and like I said, I removed myself from the atmosphere to where I do not let anybody use my vehicle except for me and my significant other.
So who is driving it on this day?
I'm not really sure. There's about 4 or 5 different people, and usually at that time I was at work, so I wasn't really sure who was using my car or not.
Can you go to the A shot? And where were you living at the time?
On Central Avenue. I chose to take the bus a lot because my car is messed up. My harmonic balancer has been messed up for a while, and so that's why I would leave my car at home, and I really didn't think that people would go besides me and use it. Because I've never had my own car, and I was really lucky and blessed to be able to get my car last year.
What were your hours at Central Pizza?
Oh, it was just from noon till 4. Sometimes it was open, which was 9.
Sometimes it was what?
From open till 4, and we opened at 9. So usually Tuesday it was from noon till 4, and then Wednesday it was from 9 until 4.
And then how would you get home when you were working?
The bus.
All the way from Central Pizza in St. Pete to Clearwater, Largo?
Yeah.
How long would that take you?
Oh Lord, about an hour, give or take. I would take the bus from Central to the Central Plaza and take Central Plaza bus to, what is it called? Tri-City Plaza, and then the bus that goes down Largo Road. And then I would walk from Clearwater, Largo Road, or walk from East Bay to Clearwater, Largo Road where I live.
Does the city know what day of the week April 1st was?
I don't have calendars, but she's gonna check. Either way, I'm not sure that would help. It's 5:31 is the time of the infraction. But even if it was getting out at 4 o'clock, we'd have time.
Do you have any evidence that you were working that day, or
No, I
anything
don't. I
that
got
shows you were?
paid under the table, so I really don't have anything, but I can have them write out something if I need that.
That was a Tuesday also.
Okay. Do you still have your bus pass?
Yes.
And at the time of these tickets, did you have a license at the time? On April 1st?
No, this ticket, I didn't have a license because it was suspended from the last ticket that I paid. That's why I wasn't driving, that's why I made sure I applied for the discounted bus pass so I can receive that. I lived in St. Pete for a while, and I've always taken the bus, and it was just convenient to be able to get a car while I had it, and then it started having problems, and then I noticed that the car is just better for when I have to go far trips, and every time I had to go somewhere in the area, I always rode the bus. Or say for a doctor's appointment, I'd use like a Medicaid cab or something.
Who was driving the car that day?
I'm not exactly sure which one of the people I lived with was driving the car.
Who had access to it?
A couple people, Tony Parker had access to the car, Tiffany, I'm not sure her last name. Just people that I lived with, I didn't know them that well, I just lived there because my fiance went to New York for 2 months to work
Where were your keys?
at home.
How would you get into your house if you didn't have your keys?
They were always there, none of them were. I'm not sure if they were paying like rent on disability, it was just a short-term thing that I really wish that I wouldn't have decided to choose that action. And I've since done everything I could to not let anybody drive my car, and I never gave them really permission to use it, and so that's why I'm more upset that this is the second one that I've gotten, and the first one, I just kind of ate it because it was my fault, and then I did let them know that it was really hard for me to pay that one, and for this one to also happen before I moved, and then not tell me, because it could have been, the boyfriend or the girlfriend that was driving, and they could blame it on each other, I'm not sure. So I wasn't, when I wrote the letter to the court, I wasn't necessarily asking to put it on anybody else. I was just like pleading for like more time or to pay it or for it to be dismissed.
So at the time on April 1st, did you testify that you were working for Central Pizza and that you actually took the bus during that time because you did not have a valid driver's license? Were you ever arrested during that time when you didn't? And I'm not asking if you drove or not. I'm just asking if you were arrested for driving with a suspended license during those.
I was never arrested for driving on suspended.
All right. I'm going to dismiss the violation against you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, you're done.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Don't let anyone drive your car.
Oh, no, I'll go ahead and send you actually.
Good call.
Courtney Graham. evidence you are about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
I am Gary Lawson, infraction officer with the St. Petersburg Police Department, and this is a right-hand turn violation that occurred April 20th, 2014, approximately 12 p.m. Vehicle in question is eastbound on 22nd Avenue and 4th Street, in lane number 3. This is the vehicle right here. Amber in effect for 4.2 seconds, approximate speed 18 miles per hour. The light has been in the red phase 1.6 seconds. This is the B shot, and the time has been adjusted to 3.1 seconds. Vehicle's out into the intersection, including the right-hand turn. This is the tag shot taken from the A-frame. A check through the Department of Motor Vehicles shows this vehicle registered to Courtney Graham.
Yes, please. All right, can you give the A shot one more time, please? All right, can you go back to the video one more time, please? All right, anything further from the city?
No, we just requested video and documents to be entered into evidence.
Shall be done. Ms. Graham, do you have any questions to ask the city?
No.
Okay, what would you like to know?
Well, when I filed for the hearing, I actually didn't realize I could see the video online, so I was just going by the 2 photos. I was like, oh, look at me stopping behind the line and me turning. But I could say that I did have a clear view of the crosswalk, and I felt like it was safe to turn. I couldn't see anyone coming. So that's all I have to say.
All right, can you show me the video one more time, please? And the A shot. And the video one more time. All right. You decide on anything further?
No.
All right. Based upon the totality of the evidence presented here today, particularly the speed in the A shot, as well as the video that was presented here today, I'm going to dismiss the violation. While your speed was generally over what's considered careful and prudent, you did have a clear, unobstructed view. You were slowing down as you approached the intersection. There were absolutely no cars obstructing your view, and it was clear that there were no pedestrians in any of the crosswalks. So I'm going to dismiss the violation. All right. Next up, we have 2 that are not here. Deleco and David McCully.
Yes.
All right, which one do you guys want to do first? see Mr. DeLeco's notice. And I'm taking a look at his request for a hearing, and I see that the notice is noticed for today at 1:30. City, you may proceed.
Brandon Cobain, current correction officer with the city of St. Petersburg Police Department. This is a record violation which occurred on May 12th, 2014 at 4:25 p.m. Amber Light Camera for 4.6 seconds, approximate speed is 17 miles per hour. Red light time was 6.2 seconds. The vehicle was in lane 5 from the center, which is the right turn lane, southbound on 4th Street North at Main Boulevard. In the shot vehicle was out of the picture, and the red light time has been adjusted to 7.5 seconds. This is a close-up of the tag, which was checked with the current motor vehicles and found to be registered to Alonzo DeLeco. And here's Leo.
One more time, please.
That's right.
All right. And can you do the A shot one more time, please? Okay. All right, anything further from the city?
Now I just request a video and documents to bring evidence.
Based upon the totality of the circumstances of the evidence presented here today, I'm going to uphold the violation. And next up,
Days in the photo.
I'm sorry,
How many days?
let's give them 90 days, or, yeah, just 90 days. Next one is David McCauley.
Yes. MCCULLEY.
I see Mr. McCauley's notice of hearing. Hold on, there's a few other documents.
basis?
15.
You don't know.
Right now?
Yes.
Right now, they're 26.